Hello, hello. So this is my third attempt at recording this video as well. I'm kind of enjoying the idea of like keeping track of how many attempts I do for these videos and mentioning it. I think it's funny. I don't know. Maybe it's not classy. Who the fuck cares? This is my YouTube channel. I do what I want. I'm not actually that vain, but at the same time, I hope no one minds. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Anyway, so I realized I had a problem with my sorting system, but this is going to be an explanation of what I've done since I had the previous sorting system. So as you can see, this monstrosity is the new thing. Over here, this is the previous one. I'm getting rid of this. Or at the very least, I'm going to make it a museum, Indiana Jones style. That's a dumb reference. Anyway, I figured it's not really worth keeping around simply because it's obsolete. I had a wonderful commenter in my last video explain how to make the system more efficient without it backing up. So I went ahead and used that. Now, the first attempt at recording this video got far too rambly, so I'm going to try to stay focused. So first, we're going to go through this. Second, we're going to go through what I've done with trains. And third, we're going to go through my house. And then we'll call it there. So first, this is the way that this input system works, right? Inputs come in from the trains, go into a couple buffers here. And then those buffers output here. They go into, obviously, a much lower capacity system because it's going from 4 identical belts into 1. Therefore, this is going in at the quarter of the rate that can consume. So, obviously, not the most efficient system, but I figure with the buffers, it should be fine. I'm not going to be making all that much, truth be told. I think the majority of this is going to be, the containers will be full, and then I'm going to cut off production for those items until I really need it, you know? What I might do is I might end up setting up trains and I'll just have like a buffer zone where I have trains go and pick up what they need to if needed, if I feel like I'm low in a resource. But we'll see. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now. But otherwise, I can at the very least show you what I've been doing with this. So the way this system works, here's one of our input lines, right? We'll go with this one because there's actually something coming through it. So this input goes to this smart splitter. I'm going to get out of photo mode so I can show you. This smart splitter has 2 inputs, or outputs rather, I should say. 2 outputs for items. Obviously only one of them is being used right now. It's because this is currently taking resources from previous storage that I had. But these items come through. They get pumped where they need to go. And this has an overflow system built in. So for example, I can show you my steel pipeline over here is the one that was causing me grief earlier. You can see it's set to overflow to the left. Now, the problem that I had when I was building this is I had not set up these conveyor lifts on the right side. I had actually missed at some point, like I had the configuration right, but at some point I had somehow managed to place this on this side. So that wasn't great. That was wonderful to have to go sort out. But that being said, it's working now. Hopefully, I don't have any issues with it, but that's the good thing about a prototype system. It's that I don't have to worry about this all that much. I don't have all of my production going into this yet. So, idea is, those items, once they overflow, will be sent into the awesome sink, and then be used for these wonderful coupons. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those coupons, because I'm not going to pick them up from here. I have another area I want to show you, but I'll show you that in a bit once we get to the house. That being said, with trains, I did something which I think is really cool. So, all of these stations, buildings, trains are named after cats from my workplace. So, you'll see some funny names. But, that being said, Seoul's monorail here is my monorail. Oh, shit. Okay. My monorail for my oil production at the moment. So, it's grabbing plastic and rubber and dumping them in here. I'm going to drink some water real quick. Okay, eventually these videos will be better edited. I think I went over that in my explanation of what this channel is going to be like. But yeah, anyway. Idea is, items come into the system from there. But, that being said, I have these blocks set up to help with that. So, I know this is a really roundabout way to do this. The turnaround for this is all the way up there, but I'm going to show you how that's set up because I think it's kind of neat. This is mostly just a test of how the system works. This rail is eventually going to get destroyed once I actually set up item transfer from the rest of the base to this. But that's an eventually thing. So this has actually finished processing what it needed to. So I'm going to be working on subbing that out at some point. That was an interesting visual bug there. Anyway, yeah. So this is going to take this train's items over and drop them at the other station. I set up a shit ton of block signals. I'm not messing with path signals. They are too complicated for my 11 at night brain to deal with. What I really want to do is upload these videos and then go to bed. And maybe take an edible. We'll see. Thinking about it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to be taking these items, sending them over to the other station. And yeah, then, or to this station rather. And then this train's going to turn around and not collide with the other train because of block signals. That's pretty damn neat. That's literally all I've done. All this was before, or here before rather, and I just hadn't set up block signals because I hadn't had them unlocked. But here we are. That being said, I do also want to show you my house. I know I touched on it a little in the first video, but I didn't actually give a proper tour. So here's my very messy MTV Cribs setup. So, you know, no music involved or anything. Unfortunately, MTV would probably sue me if I did that, but I figured I'd show this at least. But that being said, this is my old storage system. This is all going to be gone at some point. But here's my ticket dispensary. This is where I get my coupons from. You can see this is just an actual awesome sink. It's just the little ticket window from it. So I have that set up with a container to store those, and then I have the awesome shop here. This is kind of the logo that I've set up. I thought it was pretty cool, so I started making more of them. And I guess I'm going to put them on every building I build. Eventually. Not right now. Over here is my crafting workstation. Now, funny story. That guy, that is Stinky. I had a party the other day, and while my friends were here, we were just hanging out, and I wanted to show him what this game was like. So we found Stinky. And I walked him all the way back to base earlier today. So I'm pretty happy with that. What do you got for me, Stinky? Quick wire? Sure, I need some of that. Why not? He's very cute, so he gets to live here. Credit to my friend Molly for naming Stinky. As well, this is my psychedelic hallway. I don't know. I'm kind of a dork. I thought it was cool. You can see here I've got my, like the ceiling of this. It kind of like multiplies the size of your hand due to a quirk of the way reflections work in this game. So I thought it was pretty cool. I thought I'd leave it. And the walls were pretty cool too. This is an example of the lighting I kind of want to do in these places. This doesn't actually count as lighting. I will be setting up actual lights at some point, but you know, I thought for aesthetic purposes it was pretty cool. Here's my little computer system that I have set up. I don't know, it's kind of set up like Tinder, but I thought it was pretty cool. And I thought this was funny. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to show you here. I may or may not have made a gay baby jail for bad lizard doggos who escape. This one's actually been really good. He's actually just kind of been sitting here AFK. I think he might be stuck on this, truth be told, but whatever. At some point, I'm sure I'll be using this. For reference, I'm gay, so this isn't me trying to be offensive or anything. I'm actively gay, but still. And I also have these display cases that I set up here. I thought they were pretty cool. You know, just supposed to be obsolete technology. Fluid buffers are obviously not obsolete, but I had to find something that could fit in here. So I don't know. Thought it was cool. And finally, is my little bedroom. Not really much to it. Kind of annoyed at the Z fighting here, but oh well, we'll get there eventually. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'm keeping for this part of the game. At some point, I'm going to be dismantling all of this once I have actual dedicated production set up for all these items. Not here. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that should be pretty much it. I have yet to figure out where I'm actually putting the space elevator once I finish this up, or the hub or anything. Might end up just being an offshoot of this building or something. Hell, it could go on top. Who knows? Not the space elevator, but the hub and stuff. We'll see. But for now, that's what I have for you. Otherwise, yeah, all there really would be to show off is the power production. That's an obsolete coal plant that I'll be removing at some point once I get more fuel power up. I need to sort that system out at some point because it's not at max efficiency. I don't have all of the system using all the items it could be, but fucking we ball. That's what I always say. And I have to hook up my Caterium setup too. You can see over there, Hyacinth is set up in the distance. But anyway, just to give you some ideas of what this factory is like at the moment, ignore all the clipping through the ceiling and everything. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. I will have more updates on this factory at some point. I would like to do a dedicated Let's Play of this game at some point too, once I have an idea of what I'm doing. But I kind of want to beat the game first, truth be told, because I've never beaten this game. And I think I'm doing pretty good with the save. I think I'm getting the idea of brutalist architecture, and I think I'm doing pretty okay with it. I recognize I could go into more detail on this, and I probably will once I get bored. I'm kind of giving myself space to, like, you know, give myself time to work on architecture as well as logistics, and choose kind of what I want to do at any given time. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I'm just going to hop on this train while I do that. And yeah, I guess I will see y'all in the next video or stream. I don't know. Could be a stream tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful night. Au revoir.